is a simple recipe. We've got our zucchini here that I've sliced. And we will put in, let's see, we need some seasoned breadcrumbs, and that's just, you know, Italian seasoned breadcrumbs. We're going to sprinkle about half of these on the bottom. And the zucchini is really, really moist, especially when it's cooked. So we want to help kind of absorb some of that liquid. So that's all we need to do is just kind of put that in the pan. We'll slice one up just so you didn't think that I was. I didn't, because I'm not going to wash this. So I don't care if it comes out or not. I'm not washing it. And I left one zucchini that wasn't sliced, just so you didn't think that I was falling down on the job. I did slice this other one. It took about 2 pounds for that size, for this size one, about that long. It took, I believe there was about 6 zucchinis of that size. And these are the ones that are real tender. If you're growing them in your garden, yeah, it's really fun to watch get those great big ones, you know, that are about that long. But I don't know, because the seeds are about that big. You know? So we're going to just put these in the bottom of this here. So you got to watch your zucchini, pick it when it's a little bit smaller. Although some you can't see. I don't have a garden. I just go right down to our produce. I rely on all the farmers in the area for my produce. So, and this is, we're kind of highlighting today some of our locally grown products. Our zucchini is coming in locally grown, as well as the yellow squash, the tomatoes, the grape tomatoes are. What else? I think the cucumbers are also coming in locally grown, so it's kind of good to support the farmers. That's what we're using tonight. Also locally grown is, you know, watermelons and all that other stuff. I'll save these for Joey. Okay, there's our zucchini in the pan. We're going to top it with the cheese, and I did cut up, and this is a little bit better to use the cube cheese. Well, it's not cubed till you cube it, but the chunk, this is a little bit more. We've got a Monterey Jack and a pepper jack. This just, you know, when you shred cheese, and you know I love the shredded cheese. But I don't think they have pepper jack in the shredded. But it just, you know, when you have the shredded cheese, it's really much better to shred it yourself. Because you know you don't have to put anything in there to kind of keep it from sticking. But for convenience sake, we love the shredded cheese. All right, we're just gonna slice this up. And this it's very conveniently comes in 8-ounce packages. Okay. And I like to, when you're cutting it like this, don't leave it out. I like to take it right out of the refrigerator. It's a little bit easier to cut. And this doesn't have to be perfect sizes, because in a hurry. If you like, then you have to call it something different than pepper jack zucchini casserole, but sure, any other cheese would work if you wanted to use a cheddar. It's all up to you, or a combination if you wanted to use a Colby and a cheddar, or you know, I would even think a Swiss would be kind of good in here with something. Swiss, I think, is kind of a more milder, or a more bitey cheese, so you might want to have a Swiss cheddar, be good, or a Swiss Colby. Okay, we haven't eaten dinner tonight, we can tell, because everything sounded good. All right, there's our cheese. Just plop it on top. All right, now for our topping, I'm going to use 6 eggs. We've got a little bit of milk. It's on the opposite side. A little flour, a little baking powder, a little salt, and some butter for the top. Now I believe in the recipe I forgot to put the chew on the top. When we get there, you put the rest of the crumbs before you put the butter. And we've got our oven on. So make sure that. So it's all ready to pop in. And I even think this casserole would be good if you wanted to put a layer of sliced tomatoes in there. You know, to me this was one of the things that you could kind of play around with. Or put the milk, let me whisk this up. If you do tomatoes, you know, you could put the crumbs, half of the zucchini, maybe some sliced tomatoes. I would put a little bit more breadcrumbs on top of the tomatoes and then the zucchini, just to kind of, not a lot, just to take up the moisture a little bit. Okay, we'll put in our milk, our baking powder, our flour, and our salt. Okay, whisk it up real good. Oops. And we're going to pour it right over. Okay. All right, sprinkle it with the rest of our breadcrumbs. I think it would. I think you might have to, because zucchini, it has so much water in it, you may have a little bit of a moisture issue with that being frozen. So just consider that. All right, then we're just going to put a little butter on here. Sometimes when you freeze watery vegetables, it produces probably not more water, but it seems like more when you freeze it and then thawed. Okay. All right, we're going to pop that in the oven. Here is our casserole. That's what you're smelling. So it just, you know, makes a nice little thing. Let's see if we can spoon that out. Let me grab the plate. So this makes a nice little side dish, or, you know, with the cheese in it, you really could use it as a main dish. So that looks good. It is with the eggs. So there we go with our zucchini pepper jack casserole.